Exploiters, Extreme Gaming.
Hello there and welcome everyone to the fourth playday of PADDOCK League, our Rainbow Six Siege League in Czech Republic, Hungary and Slovakia. And as always, welcome also my lovely co-caster Peter alias Snoopix.
Welcome everyone to today's broadcast. Let's begin. We got some exciting matches for today ready. And the first, who's gonna be the first match? Danny, do you want to tell our watchers?
Yeah, of course. It's gonna be GLORE versus DTG or Dark Tigers, which is going to be exciting because there are some players between these teams that switch the teams, especially Varmadan Angel, who used to be playing for Dark Tigers and now he is on the GLORE. So there is a bit of a rivalry. But yeah, you can go for the next players because, as always, you know them a bit more.
Well, not much you can tell. This is pretty much the new roster. Varmorger finally changed his nickname from Kubicek. Glad to actually see that. It's gonna be fun today's casting. Pretty much the only leftover from the original team GLORE that was here. Other players, Poles, Kuro and Marion, these players pretty much the new blood here. They played in some teams on the local scene. And this is pretty much their time to shine and showcase. And Varmy here, the big boy, he's pretty much the ex-player for Dark Tigers. Right now he's gonna be facing his ex-teammates. So pretty much we'll see some story building, I guess.
Yeah, the story building might be nice, and also some inside knowledge, because usually the players still play similarly to what they used to play, so there might be something he knows. But there is the roster of Dark Tigers with Tomikov, Ragnar, Fake Shaco, Ego and Frol. And these are all, well, almost all old gunners, except for Ego, who is the young gun in this team, and with a good potential, I think. He still has to show his, I think, full potential in this game, but he is the future lead in terms of fragging, or that's what the others say. So yeah, it might be really interesting to see. Dark Tigers finally managed to get on the scoreboard with the points last game, and yeah, and GLORE is still without points, so it's their time to shine now. And since we are in the fourth playday, which is the first match of basically the second half of the season, they should start getting the points on the board if they want to stay in this league, because they need to.
Yes, indeed, man. And today is gonna be finally exciting day because we already know what maps we are gonna be playing, and I'm glad it's not gonna be Oregon again.
Yeah, you spoiled it a bit. There was a little spoiler, but yeah, there we go. There are the bans, and finally, after a long waiting, we are going to see some other maps. Today it's going to be Villa in the first match, and what a map! And I think Gunrunners, the GLORE is starting on the defense, so they actually might have a pretty decent chance on getting this map for themselves. But Dark Tigers are the one that picked it. They expected that they will be starting on attack. So they might have something hidden up their sleeve, and I hope they do, because it might call for an interesting match.
Yes, indeed, as you say. That's a really strategic map, and I'm really looking forward to what actually GLORE's gonna bring us here. There's a lot of potential, a lot of strategies that's gonna be explored here. So
yeah, that's true, and especially with the new operators, I would really like to see Arunigate on this map, because there is so many narrow corridors that she can block off, and also Melusi is deadly there, because once you hear it going on, you just swing it. There is nothing else to say. So yeah, it will be interesting, and now we can see the community prediction, which is actually pretty balanced, and to be fair, I'm not surprised, because GLORE managed to play pretty decent in the last two matches, especially in the last one against WiLD. Thrift said that they underestimated a bit the opponent of GLORE, but still, they managed to put 4 rounds on the scoreboard there against currently the leader of the league, so that's a force to be reckoned with. And Dark Tigers will definitely not have an easy match today.
as you say, pretty much. And the community vote, we can still see that there are believers for the Team GLORE after all. 40 and 60, as you say, is a pretty much balanced game. And it can be pretty much anyone who's gonna be the winner of this.
Yeah, like, my prediction is that the first half might be really interesting, and GLORE might take away like 4-2 split, like what's usual for Villa, but it will all be decided in the defense of Dark Tigers if they manage to hold it. If I remember correctly from the last season, Dark Tigers had pretty rough landing on Villa. I think twice they managed to lose it with an underdog too. So yeah, like, it still rings a bell in my head that Dark Tigers and Villa is not something that will go as smoothly as one would think. And yeah, but let's get to the match itself, because that's why we are all here and what we want to see.
Well, pretty much it's gonna be standard bans. Touch on the board.
Yeah.
Off.
Yeah. Go on, go. Predict all 4, and let's see how true are you today.
Oh yeah, just pretty much standard. Like nothing's gonna surprise. It's gonna be Thatcher, Jekyll, Mira, and Valkyrie. Nothing new. Same like the last time I predicted the whole Oregon.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually be surprised if there was a hard breach ban like Ace or Hibana, because both are pretty strong for the attack, and it might be some of them. Oh, well, there we go.
Well, you are the one taking the credit this time.
Yeah, I think Mira and Valkyrie are the ones that we will see next, because Valkyrie or Maestro, I think both are really viable and really strong on this map. And there goes the Mira, that's kind of expected. And I think the last one will be some intel up, like Valkyrie or Maestro. I would be kind of surprised to see maybe Melusi, actually. She might be pretty strong and annoying, but I don't think she's that much of an issue. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. So GLORE has everything set up for themselves in terms of bans. DTG the same. And now let's see where they will take us in the first round. And as we can see, it's probably going to be Aviator Games. So nothing unexpected. I've seen some matches where the teams took the first round in a kitchen, which is something you don't see every day, but it might be interesting. And there also goes a nice 6-pick, actually, on both sides. I think Goyo and Nomad are great picks on this map, so it's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, when I see Farol on the mountain, I'm like, oh bro, you're bluffing. You're not gonna play the shield here. But pretty much standard setup. Pretty much, I think GLORE will try to maybe put some shields on the main stairs and hold it from there. So that's pretty much the whole standard setup from this side. As we can see, 188, 1 shield, Goyo. And I'm not sure if they opened the study wall, as it's really common nowadays in every league. But
yeah, they did.
we'll see.
They're leaving it unreinforced, so they will shotgun open it with a line of sight towards the study doorway. And I don't see anyone playing really far of the site. I think there might be someone like playing in the master bedroom, but other than that, that's all. Because 4 players are on site, yeah, and Varmadan is the one playing near Astronomy. So yeah, he's probably the only one that will be really pulled out. Oh, there's actually also a Warmonger. So yeah, the 2 similar names on the same spot. What a treat! Thank you.
Yeah, these guys are ready for us. They want us suffer, but nah, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, they want us suffer, and we can see that DTG is actually pushing from one side, or they're prepping to push from the master bedroom side. I expect them to rotate in the late time, like for the study to make it a bit more diverse, and Hibana for sure will be playing on the 90 and try to open the wall. That's kind of standard push there. So they might maybe even go around the study hall that's prepared there with the Goyo shield. I don't know if they managed to get the C4 that was prepped there in below, but I guess they did, because Ash is already through the place where it was, and they're trying to catch the player that's playing under them.
The C4 was not the problem, actually. There was Ragnar with his Zofia underside, and they pretty much know about it. So it's actually safer when the player below managed to destroy the C4. And pretty much Varmy and Varmonger pretty much just fall really fast from the trophy and astronomy statuary, and they are right now holding in the side, I think. I'm not really sure about the Varmonger. I think we saw him on the bottom of red stairs, so there might be a flank coming from the astronomy. We'll see if that's gonna be manageable for him, or successful in the end.
Yeah, nice play there from Frol and Tomikov that they managed to clear off the ADSs and stuff that was hiding behind the walls, but there goes the first 2 kills, and it's Tomikov and Varmonger that were both kinda on their own. And there goes also Falls and Ego's first pick of this match. So the push is right now going well for Dark Tigers that are preparing every flank position so they can't get flanked easily. And we will see if they manage to push in. There is also the rotation towards the study where Ego is now with his second kill, and Varmadon actually picks Ego with a headshot, and there goes the plant. Frol manages to put it down just before he's down by the smoke. It's a 2v2 situation. There goes the Varmadon with the Ragnar, and it's just the smoke. In a 2v1 situation, he has the SMG-11 and the shotgun. He might try to fake it and go for the swings, but he is the one that's getting swung and dies in the process.
Yes, there was nothing he can do in a 1v2 situation, especially in this really bad position. Dark Tigers managed to get across in the end and went for the refrag in the worst possible scenario. So well played. Thus goes the first round for the Dark Tigers.
And well played, because they didn't even establish a crossfire in the end, but they also didn't get baited by the fake denial of the diffuser. So well played for them. There are the picks for this round. I actually expected a Warden to be 6-picked for something else, but I guess he's staying on the board. Interesting pick in the Gridlock. I'm personally not a huge fan of Gridlock. I hate slow operators, especially 3 armors on attack, because it's just... You can crouch walk, slow walk, and they will still hear you, and the guns are not so great. And I feel like Nomad is a stronger pick for flank watch.
Well, I would disagree. I don't think it's that real big of a deal. The Grillo tracks are actually really great from the flanks. Pretty much the whole stairs are pretty much covered, just with one utility. And the F90 on Grillo is actually a really powerful gun. I'm not sure like why it's for running the LMG when it's like, in my opinion, just worse. But it pretty much comes down to personal preference. So we will see.
Well,
And right now from the
use
side of the
L-
GLORE. Oh, you can go.
Yeah. You can use the LMG like for two things: suppressing fire that can last probably a half a round, or you can just pre-fire the whole room. I actually did that a few times with a fuse when I used to play him a lot. When I needed to find the enemy, I just sprayed the room from one side to another, and when I saw blood, I just concentrated on that point until the enemy died, even behind the cover. Because sooner or later, they are always going to peek. So yeah, that's
kind of true.
That's my experience with LMGs. It's sometimes fun to play them, but in general, the ADS time is horrible, and I don't really like them much. As we can see that DTG is already droning, and they are trying to find the enemies right now. So we will see if they manage to pick up the Varmadon, and I think it's again Warmonger with him on the red stairs as the mute. And we can hear the gridlock going off. I think it was for the Astro stairs, so there should be no easy flank, but there goes the first pick that Warmadon gets, and that's on Ragnar, and he tried to get behind them, and he also did. Warmonger is the next one that got lit up really a lot. He's still on the stairs with a sliver of HP, and he tries to get away, and he might be successful because right now he's probably rotating towards the main stairs. And we will see if he will manage to get there. And Warmadon is the one that actually gets another kill on Frol, who was trying to peek through the hole he made before, but it worked against him.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot. Tough angle for the defender there, where the Frol had pretty much advantage. But props to Army. He managed to get a second kill on the roam, and right now the Dark Tigers are trying to hunt him down, but it doesn't really it's not really successful right now. And with really nice wallbang on fake Shaco, Army pretty much taking a lead and making the 5v2 situation for his team.
Yeah, there is only Ego and Tomikov on the board for DTG. Both are great fraggers, both have amazing guns in their hands right now, but DTG still needs to make something happen. We can see that there is a first pick by Ego on Foles, which was the Warden, and right now they're trying to push for this side, but I think that Warmadon will have something to say with it. And there goes a Frost Trap. That is something they didn't check for, and Kuro with his SMG finishes the job and kills the last man standing on DTG's side. So yeah,
with the oldest streak in the book, he managed to get a double kill in the end.
Yeah,
well played.
he used everything. Well, he might have used the Super 90 or Super Shorty, the shotgun. That would be also nice, but I think it works. This works too. And what's important for GLORE, they finally managed to get a defensive side after the first one that they got a bit rolled over. Right now they rolled over DTG, so everything's even, and we can see Ego 6-picking to Yana, so they probably want to get more intel, maybe try to push a bit more together and refrag the Yana. That's also a viable option with a clone that I tend to do sometimes, that I just tell my teammates just follow my clone and refrag it once it gets shot. It usually works because no one expects it, that someone would be following it.
Yeah, pretty much a simple strategy. Simple and it's working, so go for it.
Yeah, it is, and like, you know, I use only simple strategies. Like, I don't have brain for anything better.
So far, this looks like a very simple strategy, nothing uncommon. Pretty much GLORE, they decided to extend towards the Aviator and games. I'm not really sure about the 90 reinforce. Most of the team, they like to run a rotation there, but otherwise it might be actually good in the end, because if some are repels on the 90, there's not much they can do. And it looks like they pretty much know what the Team Dark Tigers are trying to do. They see we can see here right now there are 4 players pushing from the study side, and pretty much looks like Team GLORE, they know just how Team DTG is gonna play this attack.
Yeah. And the 6 pick on Yana is actually even better than I thought at the first time, because GLORE is not running mute this time for the first time in this game. So Yana basically has a free reign of power. She can just go wherever she wants, unless someone shoots the clone or she runs into some trap or something. But we can see that DTG is finally pushing in. They're opening everything, and in the first minute of the round, they are getting the map control on the study side and games. They are still trying to get the landing. It will still take some time. We can see that WiLD is open. They're droning it off, but no one is on the landing right now. No one is below it. We can see 4 players of GLORE. I wonder where is the last one. I think it's Varmadon, and he will be the one flanking again. Oh, it's only 4. Varmadon is dead, yeah.
Varmy already was the first blood of the round and fell down to the hands of fake Shaco this time. So pretty much Shaco pays off his second round when he got wallbanged.
Yeah, that's at least something. And there goes also the second pick, who got picked by Tomikov, and the site is getting out of control. They're still watching for the roamers, but I don't think GLORE will go for a roam this late in the round. And with this few people on board, because it's 5v3, and that's not looking so good right now. They still have the strong positions, no, that's for sure. And DTG can't open the bedroom wall, because it's still electrified. So at least something works for them. But if they get pushed really hard and droned well, they will get in a really tight spot.
Yeah. Right now I just confirm that there's a one player hiding behind the west statue. Fake Shaco managed to get another kill. That goes to double for him for this round. And right now, they're in a 5v2 situation. Kuroman is trying to something do about it, but Ego denies it, and Ragnar taking the final kill of the round. So that was actually a really quick execute and very nicely done by the team Dark Tigers.
Yeah, I love the rotation from Ego to the bathroom, where he actually managed to sneak behind the backs of the enemy and put there the final blow in this round. Or actually, it wasn't the final round, a final blow, but it was one of the final ones. So yeah, this was a nice push and nice execution in the end, because GLORE still, as I said, had the strong positions. They still held the angles, and nothing on the side was open, so they didn't have to be afraid about some crazy shots through walls or something. And right now, we are going to the kitchen, so let's see how they manage to prepare this side. It's usually the one you pick like last, but I've seen it being picked first. And right now, GLORE feels like this site might work better for them. I hope it will, because they need to get the defensive rounds, because I don't expect many attacking rounds from them on this map. It's just hard to get them in general.
Yeah. Pretty much a good decision to actually go for the kitchen actually. Some teams actually really struggle with attacking this side. I don't know why it is. It might be because some teams have really poor vertical work, and we can see that there's no Buck or Sledge right now on the board, and Ash with Zofia, they both had the claymores, so it might be really tough for them, especially with the pulls on the board.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think DTG expected to be taken in the kitchen, and it might work really badly against them this time, because, as you said, they don't have that much of a soft breach. Zofia has 2 of them, and Ash 3. It's not enough, in my opinion. Like, you need to do a proper reconstruction of the top floor to have the advantage of it. And there is 2 C4s, one of them being prepped somewhere by Marion. So that might also be interesting to see. And we can see Varmadon and Warmonger again at the same spot, playing of each other. So I'm expecting them to hold hands in the near future too.
Yes, that's correct. As you say, right now this looks like Varmy knows what he's doing. They pretty much managed to get whole living room for himself with just one frost mat. He pretty much predicted the attack where it's gonna be coming from. Right now we can see that Dark Tigers have pretty much managed to get a hold of laundry and supply, and Kuro with really nice shot on the Ragnar with the MP5. So
yeah, this was a really nice shot. They expected him there, and there goes another one. Falls goes with another headshot, this time on Tomikov. And both the soft breaches are down from the board, and Fake Shaco is lit like a Christmas tree. He is under 25 HP, so basically any bullet can kill him right now. Or maybe not the bullet of but it's still... he's really low, let's just put it that way. And I don't know how he wins the fight with this gun, but he managed to put a third kill in this round, and basically another nail in the coffin of DTG and this type of attack. I just wanted to say that there he finally goes, but he's still alive there. And finally, there goes the kill on Falls. But still, the round didn't manage to end well for DTG. They didn't have the right operators on the right places. And I don't think it was a well thought process when the Zofia and Ash basically went for the site straightly without going above to open the peaks, the angles, and get something out of it. So yeah,
yes,
kind of sad, but
well, as you say, yeah. Right now we are gonna see the Aviator Games room. With this pick, they actually, the last time they went inside the trophy, but right now we can see that the Cade was actually 6 picked by the Frost. I'm not sure if we are gonna see the same Frost mat placement as the last time, because like we always told ourselves that we are not gonna fall for the same trick twice, but I think we actually saw something like this happen in the previous matches here in the league. So let's see.
Yeah. You don't expect the Frost mats. I think it's still in the mindset of many players, because Frost hasn't been in the game, like I think a viable option for so long. If we don't count Zemyak and his crazy Frost plays that are here still, like since the beginning of Siege. But other than that, there haven't been many Frost players until now, because Frost has a shield, she has a shotgun, so she's really viable, and her gun is not that bad. Her gadget is kinda interesting, even though it's a huge black mat on the floor that you think you will not look like, that you will see every single time. Well, you don't. You fall for them pretty often when they are placed really smartly, as we saw. And when you are under pressure with the time, it also doesn't work really well for you, because you don't check, you tunnel vision a lot, and unless someone calls for you that there is a Frost mat, you are usually going to fall for it. And we can see that Varmonger and Varmadon... Yeah, go.
Pretty much, if you see them, when you place them inside some places where you just have to go and looking for example, on the upper part of the stairs, in the off angle where you have to go ADS, otherwise you're gonna lose the gunfight. That's a really powerful position. And right now we can actually see our lovely duo roaming in the library, in the living room, with the Mute and Jaeger, Varmi and Varmonger. So it looks like they pretty much left the trophy and statuary for the Dark Tigers to take.
I'm kind of surprised that DTG leaves them so much of a space, because they are playing there basically every single time. I remember Varmadon, when he used to play for DTG, he was always in the basement and every single time flanked from there, and it actually worked for him. I don't know why, I don't know how, but he every single time managed to find something out of it. And this time it works against DTG too, so we will see if they manage to get there. Now there was a sliver of a head there, you could have seen, but I don't think the nade will get there. Yeah, it was zapped by the ADS, but we can see Tomikov already with this on the side with Ego, and they are basically getting the control. So yeah, this is a nice push, 5v5 still, diffuser down, not on the default spot, so smoke can smoke away. There goes the first pick with Ego and his headshot on foes, but Marion has something to say against it. He picks Atomikov, and Ego goes for another one, and what a flick. That was a nice pre-fire and nice headshot. And now he's just hiding in the body. I think it's a client-sided. I think he can see through it that he was not like hidden on his screen that much as on ours, but what a play. He just
Yes, indeed.
in this round.
Yeah, that was really nice triple from Ego. Like, those shots were crazy. Managed to get the open frag, then he managed to uphold the defusing player. So, yeah, well played, pretty much. The round goes on him.
Yeah, and DTG really used to their advantage that there was basically no intel gathering operator on the side of GLORE. Because usually when you play Villa, you see at least Maestro when you can't play Valk, because he can gain such an amount of intel and also soak some gadgets like Zofia breaches or Ash breaches. Because
no, I don't really think it was actually a problem of the intel gathering. Pretty much, they just left the whole trophy and statuary clear, red stairs as well, and pretty much the maps, room, and aviator, it was clear as well. So pretty much it was easy take for them. There was nothing in their way to get in the site.
Yeah, but
so pretty much I would say it was a mistake on the Team GLORE part.
That is true. Like, when I think about it, I think it might be like kind of both, because usually when you leave the site this much, you at least have something to watch over the site. It might be Melucid Trap, it might be basically anything. Like, even Leash and Goo mines are good for this, because you hear them pop like when they enter or something like that. So, yeah, I think it really is a bit of both. Right now we can see that DTG is going for a push from the study, and GLORE went to the trophy, and right now it's not going so well for them, because Dark Tigers already has 3 rounds on the board on Villa, on attack. So even if they lose the last round, they still have more than they should, and Varmadon is the first one to get baked by Tomikov on the main stairs, and there goes one of their fraggers, basically the top fragger of the team right now. But Bowles has something to say to it, and his C4 finds Ego, so that's basically the 2 best fraggers of the board at the beginning of the round.
Well, we can actually see right now that Team GLORE, they're actually falling back, but actually Warmonger is still playing inside the maps. It looks like Flawless was trying to actually help him to get out, but actually fell victim to the Ragnar with a nice really kill on the top of red stairs. So, but I'm not really sure if they still know there's 1 player left, but Tommy should have drawn him out right now, and it happened. Ragnar is managed to get the 1v1, but it was actually Thrall with the nice wallbang on the last player, roaming. And we are here in the 4v2 situation with 2 players on the side, and ETG slowly pushing towards their way.
Yeah, this was really nicely played, because they have time. It was still 2 minutes left in the round at the moment, and they droned it, they waited patiently, and Ragnar just waited for the call if it's clear or not, and when they found out Varmadon there, or Warmonger, they just flanked him. They just squeezed the life out of him, like literally, basically. So right now it's in the hands of Marion and Kuro. Both have decent amount of gadgets. There is still C4 on the board and 3 smoke canisters. But I think DTG is just going for the drones and trying to find them both, and now they know where Kuro is hiding. His C4 might find someone, but I don't think it will sail that far. There goes the C4. Marion finds the head of 1 player, and he's in a strong position. The shield is good, and Kuro actually finds another one, so it's 2v2 out of there, and nicely played, because GLORE was in a, well, how to call it, not vulgarly, but yeah, well, they were in a bad situation, let's put it that way, and they managed to dig themselves out of it.
Well, they were in a very bad position, pretty much 4v2 situation, but it was horribly played by the Team Dark Tigers. No one rotated on the bedroom windows to take pressure on the smoke player that was actually drawn out, and they tried to push pretty much to the shield where was smoke playing and throwing canisters, and as well trying to push one by one at the player that was playing behind the deer in the trophy. That's not the play, guys. This was actually, I have to like say it, but this was horribly played.
Yeah, the first half of the round was played by the book of them by them, but the second half they just, I think they kind of thought they have it in the pocket, like it's theirs and they can just walk on the side and get the kills. And if they actually walked on the side and pushed really hard, it might have worked, but they went there one by one, just telling them, oh, here I am, take my head, take my life. And yeah, both Pro and Marion did exactly that. They just took the picks that they presented them. So that's how it worked. The split is 3-3 then, and we will see if DTG on defense is a bit more solid. We can see that they brought Castle and Arune, which might be really interesting to see. Both are kind of denying some rotations. Arune is more versatile in my opinion. It's just she can also soak some grenades, even drones when you need to go through and you don't have anything to throw.
Yeah,
So,
it's pretty much another ADS for the player that's playing inside the closet. You can see that Ego with his mute is playing right now there. Pretty much close quarters with a shotgun, he can't lose it. We actually saw that in the previous playdays when he was pretty much destroying another team with his shotgun. So it's pretty much built around the player in there.
Yeah, especially on Oregon on the top floor, I think he put a nice 3k there with a shotgun. But they basically left the half of the map for the GLORE to explore. We can see that the the study and games are free to take. There is nothing waiting for GLORE there. But it still took a minute for GLORE to find out about this and move through the site. So, kind of well played by DTG. Like, they wasted some time even though they weren't even there.
Well, it's not really a problem like droning it out, but it actually took them some time to actually take the positions and the part of the map. Pretty much when you know the whole map is clear, you can just sprint there, but it didn't really happen. It pretty much cost him some valuable seconds. Right now we are like 1 minute and 30 seconds to the end of the round, and just in these moments we are seeing GLORE trying to make something that can put them into sight for the final execute.
Exactly, and we are nearing the last third of this round, and there goes a first nice nade by Varmondon, but Varmonger is the next one dropping off the board, and the score is even again on 4-4.
Yes, it was nice drone work on the Tommy, on Goyo that was playing behind the white statue. They joined out, they know about him, but there was really like nothing he can do from that position. There's no way you can get out of the position alive when there are already players holding a aviator on you. And pretty much 30 seconds left, and this is the final time for the Team GLORE to make the execute and try to either kill everyone on the side or plant the diffuser. But still time is ticking in, and they haven't really managed to get anything. Ragnar with a nice kill on the Varmadon from the window, and Fake Shaco continues with a kill on Kuro. And Ragnar managed to get a double kill on the Flawless, and Marlon is right now in a 1v4 situation in front of bedroom windows, and Fro manages to get the last one.
Yeah, well played hold from Dark Tigers, because they didn't move an inch when they were under pressure. They just held the angles and waited for GLORE to get in their sights, and it was a nice, I think, 2k from Ragnar and 2k from I don't know who was playing the Pulse there, or the Castle. Well,
I'm not really sure, I don't really remember.
He
5-second memory, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's the same. You concentrate on the moment and then you just go off it. And Ego put there a nice 6-pick from the Clash to the mute. Both operators are good. Clash is a bit annoying when you play her really well. It's just something it's hard to deal with when you play against a player who is good at Clash and with the shield. And especially when he has someone behind him who constantly shoots at you when you try to deal with the clash. But we won't see that. Echo is back on the shotgun and SMG-11, so we might see something from that side of the board.
Yes. With the position of MultiGaming, it pretty much looks like they're trying to extend towards the trophy and statuary. Pretty much the standard hold. We saw Team GLORE pretty much do the same thing, but not really see the players actually playing there. It was pretty much like a bait or something like that. I'm not really sure what they were trying to do. But on the games and aviator side, it looks like pretty much a standard setup with the open wall and player playing on the main stairs. And we can already see the Team GLORE, they are grouping on the study balcony to take this part of the map.
Since we see a thermite on board, it looks like they want to go for the study take, but there is so many open angles that I don't think it will work out for them, because someone might be sitting in the vault, and there's also, I think it was Fake Shaco on the smoke on the bar itself, basically. So, yeah, it's pretty strongly held, and we will see if GLORE will try to rotate around it or try to get away. And there goes the nade. That wasn't as precise as before. He actually managed to chip a bit of HP from himself. And there goes Tomikov, still waiting on the stairs without being really endangered. And unfortunately for Varmadon, he didn't manage to pull another nade. There goes a
those are actually nice. Those are actually nice attempts for the nades. They knew about the players. One player playing behind the shield on the top main, and another in the bar. But the players pretty much moved, and the yellow pings and the gold were irrelevant at that point. So unfortunate. And Tommy with a nice double kill on the GLORE players. The first one with open frag with the C4. Smartly played by Tommy. Props to him.
Yeah, the C4 just flew in and killed the guy pushing on the stairs, and then he just finished the other one with a swift headshot. But right now they're trying to get in, and Marion finally finds a pick with his thermite this time, and that's ahead of roll of the board. So the irony is gone, but hey, her gates will still be present. And right now they're trying to push in. There is the fire of the Goyo shield that will slow the push on the bookshelves or long corridor. And there also goes the pre-fire on the wall. Boss almost found the Jaeger, and the Jaeger falls down to Warmonger and his Ash. Tomikov is the next one to get the kill, and with Ego combined, they and Fake Shaco finishes the round with the nice 3 kills. And yeah, blast from the shotgun that was held. Yeah, the power of Black Ice is really nice and always appreciated. And there is a call for GLORE, so yeah.
Probably some technical difficulties on the side, but we will see. In the meantime,
I don't think it might be technical difficulties. It might be only a tactical timeout to gather their thoughts, because they're losing 5-3 to DTG right now, and they need to get the rounds on board, because just one round and DTG will have the match point. And right now they are on defense. Yes. They will be going to the dining and kitchen, if I can see correctly. Yeah, it looks like it. And it might be really interesting to see how they manage to do it. GLORE basically knows they will be attacking kitchen, so they probably just want to go through the nodes and like really straight, like put down the points, what they want to attack, how they want to attack. And we can see that they are switching the operators all around, and I think, yeah, there goes the sledge. I was expecting him to appear, so I think we will see the proper push on the top floor this time.
Yes, indeed, as you say.
But
the timer is on, really and let's see.
Yeah. But so far, it's a really nice match to watch. We will see the Warden again on the board. No Ying though, no anything that would make it hard for DTG to defend against smokes and stuff, but he still might get the points for seeing through flashbangs or something.
Well, I think it's quite a waste right now here, especially with the ace ban. It's pretty much the most common operator that's played nowadays with the smokes. But I'm not really sure if you're gonna use the ability of Warden here against the flashes, where most of the time you are pretty much using flashes to waste out ADSs and Aruni gates. But we can right now see that they're only running a Bomai, and it's a Ragnar right now. So pretty much it might be because that, but I'm not really sure if that's the right play.
Yeah, I don't know either. They 6-picked from Aruni to the castle there, so that's where the 6-pick went. And I think castle pick on kitchen is kind of default. It's what you usually see because you want to cut off some of the angles and some of the rotations. I don't know where he put the castle barricades. I think one might be on the laundry, and the rest is maybe on top floor. They tend to be there too sometimes, but we will see where we hear them brickle.
Yes, and so far it looks like we are gonna see a living take by the team GLORE. Varmi is already in the living, pretty much very close towards the side, but I'm not sure if he knows that every possible way to the side is castle barricaded. I think we saw actually Doc playing here in the living, but I'm not sure where he went. I think he shot some drones and went to the side from the basement. But right now we can see him in the dining room together with the castle. So we'll see.
Yeah, right now I'm really afraid of about the life of Ego because he got droned. He's still sitting on the stairs, but they know about his presence below. So they might just wait for him to emerge from below. And we can see that they're still trying to spin him out. Or actually, yeah, no, they go straight for the side, so it might not work well for them. And Tomikov is the first one to find a headshot, this time for Varmadan. And Marion is getting lit really well. Frol and Kuro just get the kills, and GLORE is basically disassembled by the defense. I thought they had a chance when they knew about Ego, but Ego just proven me wrong. They just emerged, killed, and yeah, had the last word in this round.
Well, I'm not really sure what they were trying to do. There wasn't really a game plan, I would say. With when you drowned out 3 or 4 players that are in the side, you can pretty much take the upper part of the map and do some vertical work with Sledge. It was and help your team actually push towards the side. But I'm not really sure why that didn't happen in the end.
Yeah, they just went for the dining and living, or for the living room, and and tried to take it through there, even though they had everything they needed for the top take, just to open the floor and basically flush the defenders from the side and pick them up. So interestingly, they went for another push and it didn't work for them. And right now we are back at Trophy, or in Trophy, and we will see how DTG defends this, but I think it will be the same hold as before because the operators are the same. And GLORE has, well, it's the match point for Dark Tigers, so it's only on GLORE if they manage to get the 3 rounds on the attack, which is unlikely, or if they just walk off with a loss.
Yeah, this is the same setup that we actually saw in the first round, I think, by the Dark Tigers. Pretty much, I think it's the same lineup. Yeah, it is. Castle Mute, Jaeger Goyo, and Aruni on Pro. So we'll see how GLORE are gonna do things different right now, if they manage to do something and not get wasted like last time in the last 30 seconds. And so far it looks like the same take.
There was a really skillful play by Fake Shaco and his shotgun, because he managed to do a rotation with 2 shots of the shotgun. Which is kinda... It can be done, but it was a nice one to see. It's a small thing that I get excited about, I know, but it still was a one to appreciate.
Yeah, you don't really see that often. I didn't even know that you can actually do shotgun rotation with 2 shots.
Yeah, You can do it. It's really hard and it works only on some walls, and the Astro wall is one of them. But it's really just, you really need to get lucky. I think it's just, but it's nice.
Well, some players say you have to be lucky. Some say it's all skill. Well, you know. And so far, what it looks like is pretty much the same take as the last time by the Team GLORE. I hope they actually managed to figure out their mistakes for the last time and do better this time.
Well, we know they didn't correct at least for one mistake. That was how long it took them to take the control of Study, Games and Aviator, because it's already half of the round gone. And they are not even, like, they are besieging the site right now, but that's all they did. So the time is strongly against them. We can see that they're trying to get rid of the gadgets in their way. Marion actually finds the first one with a nade on the fake Shaco. But let's be honest, it wasn't the best gun on the floor, and Tomiko flanks with a nice headshot on Marion, who was trying to get another nade kill on board, but he's the one who got picked. Ego got lit somewhere. I think he's still in the... Oh, he might be actually behind the wardrobe there, but he managed to escape with his life. And right now they know he is below there. So it's 4v4, basically 3v4, because one player is not on the site, and Crow finally manages to get another kill, and Ragnar takes Wormadon's life, and Thrall falls, and it folders a bit. It's 2v2. There is only the Ragnar and Tomiko on the board. There goes the shield of Goyo, and we will see if the flank watch or the players that are there will manage to kill the players, but Warmonger, well, he burned himself to death, so that's not something you want to do willingly, and the time, as I said, is strongly against GLORE. They managed to get the plan down, but Tomiko finishes the job with the headshot and with the diffuser denial.
Well, shooting the shield was not the play, I guess. And Dark Tigers, they get the win for themselves in the end. So pretty much that was, I think, a perfect defense for 4 rounds in a row, no? We had 3-3 on
I
the
think
split.
it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was 3-3 split, and then perfect defense from the side of DTG. So that's really nice to see. And yeah, kind of expected the result there. I hoped that GLORE would get a bit more on the scoreboard. I hoped at least for the four rounds, and maybe one on the attack if they got lucky, but they didn't. And the last round kinda showed us the picture of GLORE on attack, especially in this game. They just burned themselves to death.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of disappointed by the performance of the Warmonger. Last match we saw him pretty much going wild against Team WiLD, actually, and had a really nice kill. I think he had like 13 kills in that match and performed really well. But right now it didn't really went good for him against the Team Dark Tigers. I don't know why it was. Maybe because Dark Tigers, they played here a little bit more strategic and more constructed than the Team WiLD that played more freely, open from the last playday. So, yeah.
Yeah, this match was pretty rough for GLORE. Their defense looked a bit solid, but still got disassembled by the attack of the DTG in the end. And as for the defense of DTG, well, we saw how solid it was, even though it got close at some points, and it wasn't as smooth as one would have think. They still just 4-0'd them on the defense, which, well, states it for itself. It's just solid defense in the end and solid win in the end, which makes it a good spot for DTG, because right now they are finally on 6 points, which puts them, I think, on the 1 place higher than they started today. It will all depend on the rest of the matches too. But right now, well played by them, and I'm waiting for them to see. Well, I'm waiting to see what they have for us in the next matches. That's the sentence I wanted to say.
Yes, indeed, man. Well, right now we are pretty much waiting for the message from the production.
Okay, so interview is ready, so let's talk with the winners of this match.
Hello guys, hello. How are you?
Hello there, Tomikov, and congratulations to the nice victory against GLORE, and especially a nice C4 on the stairs and many headshots with the Vector. It was nice to
Thank
see.
you. Thank you. I'm really happy that we win. Yep.
Yeah, it was a nice one to see. Especially after the last season when Villa was kind of your stigma and you didn't manage to pull the wins there in the end. But
that's true, but we managed, like, we switched some players, like we switched Varmy for Ego, and it works. It works, man.
Yeah, you just needed a better fragger. That's it.
Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. And we have like good team spirit right now. Everybody is happy, and that's why we are winning. So we hope like we will do best and be like in the top 4 or something. Like we need this.
It would be really nice to see you there. Like, I have one big question. There was one round that went really well. You were attacking on Trophy Statuary. It was 2v4, I think, from the perspective of the GLORE, and like everything looked like you should just sweep the floor with them. What happened there?
Like everybody thought like nobody had a drone. Like the one guy that had drone like didn't have time for droning because he was rotating to master bedroom. Yep, and like everybody was chilling, like stop, don't rush, and they picked us maybe, like, and then we rushed the trophy and everything falls apart. Like it was really unfortunate round, but we still managed to win with very clean defense. So 4 rounds in defense. So I'm really happy, and like it was easy. By the way, it was easy.
Yeah, in the end, it was a really nice one. I'm just gonna check who you are facing next week. Next week you are against Lake, so that should be a pretty easy match, I think, for you. So, what do you hope to achieve there?
Like, obviously we want to win the match, but like we don't need to underestimate them, because it happened a lot to us. Like we are thinking, oh, this is really easy win or something, and then like we lose 5 rounds or something, and it's very hard. So we need to be playing at 100% and focus, and and then we will win, and easy 3 points, and the playoff is secured. So that we are hoping for.
Well, I hope you will manage to secure the easy win. That should be next week. But yeah, as you said, don't underestimate your opponent. It might go against you. So yeah, good luck next week and in the next matches. And it would be nice to see you in the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck.
So yeah,
well,
there we have it. We finally know what happened in the round, and yeah, it was rough.
Yes, indeed. Some really nice words by the Tommy. Pretty much explained the whole map for us. So
yeah, there is nothing else to say to this match. It was a nice 7-3 victory from the hands of DTG. Now there will be a small pause, like about 30 minutes, and then we will be back with another match, which will be Plague against WiLD. So get your popcorn, get your drinks, and see ya in a bit.
Yeah, see ya.
Extreme Gaming.
Hello there and welcome back to the second match of this day, of this play day, and what a game it will be, because it's going to be a Hungarian game between Team Plague and WiLD MultiGaming. So it might be another swift one from the WiLD, and yeah, we will see. What do you think?
Well, WiLD Gaming is definitely the favorite here in this match. Team Plague pretty much in the position of the underdog. Well, and not much to say. You pretty much said it by yourself. This is predicted to be a one-sided match for the Team WiLD, and we will see.
Yeah, there might be something in this match, because last time when we talked to Thrift, they actually underestimated the GLORE a bit, and GLORE managed to pick 4 rounds in the game. So if they do the same with Plague, it might be an interesting match to watch, but I think they learned from their mistakes. But right now we can see the roster of Team Plague, where is a bit of a change. There is a Kaino, a new player. Well, he was playing in the roster, he used to be a sub, now he is on the main roster. And the rest of the squad is Haribo, Rebza, Fordier, and Lepidus. All good guns, they just kinda don't perform well on this scene. They are dead last, they don't have any points, and it's their time to show. And well, it all depends on them, to be fair. Like, it's just up to them.
Yes, indeed. When we first actually got the information that Kaino is gonna be playing, pretty much I searched the guy. He had some nice frag movies on the YouTube and everywhere else, so I expect a lot from him. I expect some really nice gunplay.
Yeah, let's see if he manages to bring the gun skill he has in normal siege, in ranked, and bring it here to the competitive scene. And well, MultiGaming, WiLD MultiGaming, what to tell about them? Thrift, just crazy support with his ace and good talker. I guess we will see him today again. Well, and Zox, Herky, Gory, Ghostic. Well, Zox showed us how to play smoke with his insane, I think it was 4K on the Oregon, where he basically clutched around 1v3 and got another round for his side. Yeah, it was interesting to see them, and I think we will see again some crazy players plays from them. That's the word.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm really looking forward what map we will be playing. We already know it, but let's not spoil it for you. Let's give you a few seconds, I guess. So as we can see, Oregon was finally the first ban. Like, it's nice to see it on the other side of the ban pool. And Cafe Dostoevsky, the Russian cafe with lots of vodka. That's what we are going to see. And yeah, one of the few maps with 3 floors and 3 floors that are still all used. So it might be really nice to see the verticality of this map in action.
Yeah, I'm really glad that actually we won't see Oregon today. I was really happy that we actually had a villa instead of Oregon, and same here with Cafe. Yeah. Finally, something new on this broadcast. Like, it was like really boring for me to actually cast Oregon 5 times in a row. So the nice changes here.
Yeah, it was a bit tedious, to be fair. And right now, 2 new maps. What a welcome change. Cafe will be interesting also, because it's one of the maps that you can where you need to use the roof to get into the building if you want to do it properly. But let's check the community prediction this time. Well, that's one-sided a lot. Kinda expected, but still, it's hard to see something like this in the predictions. Let's hope Plague manages to, well, get all they can out of the 8% that voted for them.
Well, yeah, it's understandable why the prediction is like this. We saw that in the previous playdays, Team WiLD pretty much winning every map, every gunfight, and so without any hard problems, and Team Plague just struggling on the bottom of the scoreboard. So, not much to say.
Yeah, the funny thing with WiLD is they lost only 7 rounds in the last 3 playdays, and 4 of them were against GLORE. So, yeah, it tells us something. Like they tend to roll over their opponents really solidly, and we will see how they attack on this map, because they are starting on attack, and we expect them to be aggressive as always. Well, the bans I think will be pretty well normal. I think we can expect Thatcher.
Well, that's the default ban.
Yeah.
Most of the teams like running this meta.
Yeah, for the second one, I think Cafe might be kind of interesting. There's many operators you can ban on the attack, but none of the rest is really needed. So I think it really depends on what WiLD want to ban, like what they don't want to use. It might be Jackal, it might be Ace. Actually, that's unexpected. I thought Thrift will be playing Ace as always, but he's not. He will be on some different role. Maybe Hibana, maybe not a hard bridge at all. But Ace of board is the strongest gun of board. Well, you can still run Fuse, but well.
Well, maybe on the kitchen attack, but who knows?
Yeah,
Vamai actually a really nice ban here.
Yeah, Vamai is strong, especially on for holding the piano and cigar. I think his discs are pretty strong on there, because you can place them around the windows and nothing gets through. Also, you can place it under the skylight drop, where usually many people tend to throw nades, smokes, flashes, candelas, everything. Oh, it would be nice to see a Yink rush on Cafe, just a bold drop from the skylight, plant, and see you later, alligator.
Yeah, as you say. We actually might see it with a little tease of Amaru, or maybe just a bait for the enemy team, who knows? But pretty much the rush is really interesting. I saw like so many strategies here, pretty much Amaru rushing from the Heaven window, while ENG and Gridlock pretty much throwing every utility from the skylight, making so much noise that players can't really hear anyone dropping and planting the diffuser, while Amaru is pretty much on the Heaven balcony, shooting everyone that's standing in the cocktail.
Yeah, that might be interesting, but Amaru finally, in the end, isn't on the board, and we are starting with the defense of kitchen. There was a nice 6-pick bait, I would call it, because Lepidus switched from Echo to Lycium, which, in my opinion, is a bit more horrible for the attackers, because you don't see the Lycium mines unless you drone it or you have a really keen eye. And the not Yana, the IQ on board of WiLD is gone, because they thought like, yeah, okay, Echo is off board, or like, let's 6-pick it. And well, it's like, yeah, from water to mud. We can see that the hold of Plague is extended above and to the sides, so it's pretty wide and high. And only two players, I think. I think only 2 players are on site. It's Haribo and Rebza. So WiLD might actually capitalize on this one. Just rush it and push it.
But well, you know, it's kind of hard to drone site when there's a mute on the board.
That is true. And Lepidus with his SMG actually picks up the first one, and it's GLORE and the Nomad. So no air jabs to watch your flanks or cover your flanks, which is unfortunate, because we can see that lots of players are off the site and they want to roam, they want to bring the fights to the attackers. But there goes some slight reconstruction from the side of Buck and Zox. So we will see how that works, but Castle is still above, he's dropping down to the laundry, and he will probably try to find someone, or maybe just get completely below, but Zox is the one that finds Fordier, who was just running, sprinting through the fireplace and not watching around. So there goes the kill that basically puts it on the same spot, and there was a nice pre-fire from Triff, but he didn't manage to land the headshot on the smoke hiding behind the shield, or yeah, it was a smoke.
Well, I'm not really sure what was the Castle player thinking. I'm pretty sure that he has to hurt back doing vertical drop in the coil. But he just ran there and pretty much when you're sprinting, you can be easily hurt and pretty much shocks, pretty much kaput. I don't know the right word for this, but pretty much get ready for him.
Yeah, and that was a nice pink, yellow ping, and swift headshot from the Ash. That ended the life of, I think it was Kaino that time. So there it goes, and it's 4v2 this time. There is still a shotgun of Rebza on board and his smoke elite skin we can see, but well, his life wasn't saved by the elite skin on his gun, and there it goes. It's just 1v4, and Haribo is the one to shine. He has 4 enemies, they are prepping everything, there are holes from above everywhere. He shoots the drones, but there still is not much he can do. He can try to pre-fire, but oh, he actually manages to get the ghost stick with a nice swift spray and gets safely away. He has all the angles for himself, but I think they know where he is. They prepare the walls. He's on something like 60 HP, and he almost finds another one in the pre-fire or in the spray, but Hercule is the one that gets away with the life, and they are just spraying him down everywhere, and I think there will be a pre-fire that will end his life. There was a C4, tried to kill someone, and he actually managed to get Zox with it. So it's just in the hands of Thrift and Hercule this time. They basically set themselves up outside of the site in the bakery and maybe on the main doorway. One guy was going above, so they want to see the lines of sight. There goes the fire, and he's on the 20 HP. Goes for the diffuser, but I think they will know about it. The nade actually doesn't kill him, but there is not much time. He basically needs to go for the diffuser, and if he doesn't, the round is lost and the time is out for him. He can just get the kills, but not even that comes. Okay, Thrift dies at the end, but nevertheless, the outcome of the round is the same.
Well, I do believe that actually Haribo, I think it was Haribo on the Melusi that had actually a really high chance of winning the round with the Melusi if he stick to the diffuser. There was no hole, and pretty much Team WiLD used the nade to do a vertical hole on the bomb. So if he stick it, he would probably made it in time, but unfortunately he let it off. He was thinking probably that the nade is somewhere around him. Maybe the indicator pretty much was showing that, but yeah, unfortunate, I would say.
With the indicator on nade, it's kind of tricky. You never know if you are in the range or not that would kill you. And since he was really low on HP, it was like 20, it doesn't really take much to kill you. And I think even a nade from above can kill you through the floor. Even though Cafe has pretty high ceilings, it's one of the few maps where the ceilings are a bit higher than on other maps, so it takes a bit more. But it's still... he wanted to be sure, and in the end it worked against him. Right now we are coming to the top, so the usual side we can see Goyo on board on the Plague side, and also Valkyrie, which is not interesting, but it's a good pick because you want to get the intel. And there are many cheeky Valk spots. Kaino is going mainly for the default ones. So
yeah, it's pretty much default pick here. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really like this setup that actually Team Plague is showing us. I really like when players are playing with open freezer or open bathroom, and in this situation we can see actually the both. They had a shield in bathroom and freezer, but they're holding a crossfire on the minibar in piano. I really like this strategy, and it's really sometimes difficult to clear out.
Yeah, and there is also a Valcam outside of the map, basically on the parking lot, and it still is there. I can still see it on the left side in the snow, so it can gain some intel if someone will be rappelling on the piano windows, and we can see that I think it's Ash in the hands of Ghost guys that are going there, and they might get pre-fired or even run out by someone because the doorway in Bakery is open. So if someone wants to go aggressive, he can. But there is the Kaino just getting out with his life a bit, but not much. And I think they know there might be a Valcam somewhere on the side, but they're still not finding it. I think it's still alive. Flashbangs fly to the pixel and the shield is gone. Ghostic gets a few shots on the way. I think, yeah, it was from the Lapidus in the freezer or toilet. bathroom. What the hell is this one? Freezer is next to it. Yeah, so there we go.
Well, 1.5 minutes left, and Team WiLD is struggling to get the piano control, I would say. It's pretty much, I would say, thanks to the setup. It's like really hard to push unless you know that there's no player in there behind the shield. Otherwise, you just walk in the crossfire of the players.
Yeah, but there is a nice push from Ghostic on the red stairs. I don't think they know he's inside, or at least that he's so like that he's dropped down. And there is a nice pre-fire on Lapidus. It's just exchange of fire. Some bullets hit, some don't. But all in all, it's still a 50 seconds, and WiLD doesn't have much of a map control. They dropped the red hatch. They are going for the balcony, but all in all, it still is pretty solid hold. We can see all the shields up. Well, yeah, it's actually all the shields except for the one in on Pixel. The rest is still standing. There is also the smoke. Who starts smoking the default spot for plant, and kind of smart because it still delays the push. 4-year final is pushed away from the freezer. But Haribo is the one that picks up the Zox, who was probably below, I think, maybe. The diffuser lies on the new balcony with 6 seconds to play. There is not much they can do. And there goes the diffuser and a flawless round from the hands of Plague. This was a really nice hold, to be fair. I have to admit I wasn't expecting a flawless round from Plague this early in the game. And yeah, WiLD went kinda toothless there.
Yeah, actually, really nice, really good job by the player of Haribo. We didn't see it from the player's point of view, but he flicked a player that was rappelling on the heaven window, and it was a really nice skill that helps them to actually keep the site. Otherwise, the Team WiLD would take the control of the cocktail, and it will be probably the more difficult round. But in the end, Team Plague managed to get it for themselves. So good job, 1-1, and we are going to read against Fireplace. So let's see what players are having for us.
Yeah, we can see that they are trying to open a lot towards the pillars, which is interesting to see. I think, like, I don't, at least me, I don't see that much often or that often. Usually, you want to feel safe on the side, but this time Plague wants to, as before, bring the fights towards the attacker and don't give them any safe spot like that they can hide or drone from. The feed holes are kinda default these days when you want to hold the fireplace, because usually there is not many players playing in the fireplace. You just try to hold it from outside.
Yes, indeed. So, but what actually is not default is that open wall in the reading that we can see here next to the pillars. It looks like the Team Plague is playing like extension towards the trains and coil, and maybe like the whole second floor. Yeah, we can see the shield.
Also, interesting placement of Goyo there. It's kind of aggressive position, and also one that might be easily flushed with a good drone and nade, because, well, there is not many ways he can run from or run away there. Like, he basically, oh, he actually has a rotation towards the red, so that's a nice setup. And there goes a nice spray fire from Rebza. We can see the frost mats that might catch someone, but Gore finds the Gore 4-year, and the alibi is off the board. Which is a good gun, good operator, but tends to be one that just goes around and frags people. But Erkil is the one that's getting down next. He's down probably from a... I don't know who actually downed him, to be fair.
It was probably Jaeger pre-firing the cocktail.
Yeah,
no, I mean the cigar, sorry.
Yeah. But Erkil is back on feet, and Ghostic finds Kaino in the... I think it was the... It's actually the Frost that was above. So they found him and killed him. And there still is the Jaeger above, but he is shortly dropping down towards the side to get to safer waters. We can see Rebza trying to hold the stairs with the frost mat under his feet, but there is not much he can do when he's splashed. So he also decides to fall back to the side. There is a minute 15. on the board.
Yeah, there's
and,
not much you can do actually when you are alone on the third floor, especially when you are 3v5 situation. Your teammates need you to cover some angles on the side, and
Yeah.
pretty much if someone group on you, like 2 or 5 players on the crossfire, you're just dead meat there. So pretty much smart move to actually fall down. But they're still in a tough situation while Buck is destroying the whole floor and doing the vertical work. Right now, the open wall in the reading might actually help them, but Chief managed to get a kill on the Jaeger, and they are right now not in the favorable position.
And Thrift managed to flush the Kaino, I think, or he managed to flush the player, Haribo actually, on the shield and finally kill him. And Zox puts down the finishing blow with his M4, and that was a nice drop. I think he didn't leave a floor unopened above. I think he opened basically every single angle above reading, which is kind of hard. Oh, come on, guys, please keep it English. We want to know what you are telling us.
Well, you know, they can keep their secrets.
Yeah. We need a translator.
But anyway, it looks like we are heading back to the kitchen again. With a castle pick, and again, the 6 pick for Legion from the Plague side. I think it's pretty much the same setup as we saw in the first round. That managed to get them. No, actually, they didn't win this side. Sorry, my bad. But you'll see.
They didn't win it. They played it, but they didn't win it. It was the first round where Haribo almost pulled the 1v4, but in the end he lost it on timer. So this time they might play it a bit more safe, maybe a bit more around the side, because that was kind of what hurt them. They just got picked one by one. But as we can see this time, there is literally no one on the side. So they probably want to play aggressive and try to bring it. And we can see that Haribo is on fire in the first 3 rounds, 6 kills. Basically the only light on the side of Plague at this time. None of the other players is really performing that well.
It's quite interesting to see that the smoke player in the VIP is not having a soft wall in freezer for the rotation. Most of the time when you are playing here, you are pretty much either trying to play and save as much time as you can till you die. But outside of that, if the enemy decided to actually push bakery, you just have to go from the VIP hallway. But that's actually really hard for you when the enemy team is actually holding, for example, a small bakery. You won't rotate, and your smoke canisters that are actually really valuable utility will be missing on the side.
Yeah, that is true. They managed to flush out Lepidus and his Legion, but there was a nice angle he had there with the impact nade, and he managed to down Zox there. Almost got killed by him, got killed himself, but in the end he managed to live to fight another day. And Zox is back up on his feet, so both are on similar HP. Both are on one shot basically, so it will be interesting to see which one of them survives a bit longer. Erkil and his Yana are running on the pillar. I'm waiting if they use the Yana to push on site somewhere or get the intel about the players that are near site. We can see that 4 players are sitting down, and there is probably one guy roaming somewhere, and Zox actually dropped down. So the soft breach above is gone, and only Ash can do some of the rework.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate. The bug went down so early by the good C4 by the player Kaino, but in the end, it pretty much Team WiLD managed to get the holes they actually needed. So the control of the upper floor pretty much is gonna pay off, I do believe. Right now, all they need is pretty much get some info on the last players on the side and take them off.
the smoke canisters are flying, C4s and nades too. Haribo got lit by one of the Yana's nades, but in the end it didn't kill him. Now he might be flashed, but he is not, and he picks up the head of his enemy, and it's all in hands of Airkill, who is in a situation of 1v4. Gets the first pick, but on a 30 HP there is not much he can do. There's many angles he needs to pick. He tries to go for the plant, but gets pre-fired, and Kaino finds his head with SMG-11 from the kitchen. And that's it for this WiLD's attack. Plague managed to correct their mistakes and put this site, or put this round, to their scoreboard. So we are on a 2-2 split right now, or 2-2 score in the first half. 2 rounds more, and let's see if Plague manages to get the 2 more rounds on their board and catch WiLD off guard a bit.
Yes, indeed. They pretty much managed to hold the freezer hedge pretty good. I think it was the smoke player that managed to get a double kill with a shotgun, and Melusi managed to kill another player dropping there. So pretty much I would say they underestimated the players, and we saw actually 2 missed nades on the player that was playing behind the bomb, so that pretty much gives favor towards the defender players.
Yeah. This time we are getting back on top floor, and that was basically the first defending round that Plague managed to win. So they probably will be pretty solid, and now it's on the side of WiLD if they manage to correct their mistakes for this attack and conquer even the top floor. We can see that the setup is pretty similar. I think it will be the same. Again, yeah, the shield on Pixel, 1 shield in freezer, and 1 shield in the bathroom. So basically 3 shields next to each other that are all aiming towards the piano. So I would really expect if WiLD gets the intel finally in, that they might try to go for a different push, maybe try to rotate a bit, and we can see that only GLORE and Zox are actually playing on this side of the map, and the rest is pushing around it. So we might see that Ghostic and Thrift will be going for some other places, and Ghostic is actually the first one to find a kill on Kaino and his Valkyrie.
Yeah, this is actually a really nice open frag, and there goes the C4 on the enemy team.
Yeah, it's one of the C4s. There are still 2 more on the board, so that's something to count for. And Haribo tries to get, I think it's the Ash, the Ghostic in there, but he's missing the shots all over the place. He tries C4, but I don't think it will catch anyone. There goes the flashbangs, and the fight continues. It's a lots of missed shots, but Haribo finally finds Zox, and even though he's on 20 HP and getting pinched from more sides, he almost finds another one, but unfortunately for him, he missed every single shot there. I don't know how, but he did. So there goes his life.
It was actually unfortunate for the Zox. He pretty much waited for his teammate to actually rotate, so they could have a 2v1 situation, but no. It was actually unfortunate that he got picked off. This could have been played like really way better, but in the end, it pretty much goes into favor of Team WiLD. But right now, we are in a 3v3 situation, and Goyo managed to get a nice kill on the edge from below that was trying to do some vertical work. Like you said, Team WiLD is trying to actually do something different right now, and not to push piano, but they're actually taking a reading and doing vertical work on the player in Cocktail. That's nice to see.
Well, when you look at Goyo, there wasn't much places he could go because the floor was so soft under him. Well, there was actually no floor. And there goes nice 2 kills from Airkill, who managed to get out of there with like 5 HP. There goes the plant. Thrift is already planting. He gets pinged, and the diffuser is not placed correctly. So it's all in the hands of Lepidus and Airkill. And since Airkill was only on like 5 HP, there wasn't much left of him, and Lepidus finally gets the kills. So
yeah, this was a really nice play by Jaeger. This was a really nice play by Jaeger with 1v3 situation, pretty much get the cover for his teammates. Pretty much they get the hold of for this.
Yeah, and also a good placement of a Valkyrie cam, because there must have been one on the site itself, and that got the attention, or the pinks, yellow pinks on the players, that was capitalized on by the Jaeger. And there goes the pause, because one of the players might have had some issues. We don't know, but still. There goes the pause. We will wait a bit until he returns. We can see the operators. Let's see if the Caveira stays on board. If she does, it's interesting. You don't see Cav that much in competitive play. But yeah. Like, one of the most known Caveira players in the whole competitive scene is probably Jonas, the Finnish guy that used to run her really a lot. Was he Finnish or Swedish?
I'm not really sure, but it doesn't really matter. But
yeah, it doesn't really matter. But I still have before me or in front of me when he managed to go around Claymore on bank, even though he doesn't see them because he's a colorblind. So it was, yeah.
Yeah, the legendary story.
It is.
You know, sometimes
right now,
your disadvantage gives you an advantage, or I don't know how they say it. You know.
Yeah, maybe he was just lucky, but still,
Rebza is back in the game, and he actually got smoke. So we will definitely see the 6 pick from Caveira right now.
Well, we might not, or you never know. Okay, timer is back on, and let's see if the Caveira stays on board. Like, it's pretty interesting lineup, to be fair, but yeah, there goes the 6 pick on Jaeger. Well, yeah, Jaeger is a bit more useful and needed, because there's so many nades, so many things that gets thrown at you. Like, you know, flashbangs, smokes, nades, ash charges. So many things you can get hit by. And we are back in reading this time. So WiLD basically needs to get some traction, because right now they're losing. They're 3-2. That's not something they are used to. They basically rolled over everyone in their sights up until now. But Plague came prepared. Cafe definitely favors them. We will probably see similar setup as before. So the Frost Kaino will be playing on the same spot. He made the rotation there. And we can see that he is prepping the same situation as before.
Yeah, pretty much the same setup as we saw the last time. But we will see if the Team Plague managed to get some stuff right this time. Not like the rounds before. And I don't know what to say exactly. From the looks of it, it's like, but it's I'm sure it's the same setup as the last round.
Yeah, it might be the same setup, which might be pretty hard for Plague this time, because if they know about the Frost playing on the same corner as before in the pillars, he might get pinched and picked pretty easily and fast. But we can see that Kaino isn't actually playing there. He's playing around the position, but he's not in the exactly same spot, which is smart, because you never want to play the same spot twice. Smart players will always try to pick you up. There is the Alibi, who is running there, and he ran out to try to find someone and gets picked because he was pinched above. Thought that running out will be smarter option, but in the end it wasn't. So his life is gone. The diffuser still lies on the floor, but that's a thing that Zox deals pretty swiftly with.
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate. The Alibi didn't have any more options pretty much, because there was GLORE with his Nomad pretty much shooting behind his back. It was quite unfortunate that Alibi was misdrawn, because the Nomad player, he was shooting through the stage half wall to get the kill on the Alibi, but he didn't really know that he was like right, left on the side of the windows. So pretty much Alibi was like without any options. I had to run out the guy that was rappelling on the other side.
Yeah, unfortunately for WiLD, they lost their only hard breach. But to be fair, there is not so many places where you need the hard breach. It's just a good gun on board, and they're trying to flush the guy playing Cocktail, which is happening. They managed to squeeze him a bit, but the Jaeger still got away and actually managed to pick up Ghostic while doing so. So that's not something you want to see if you are a WiLD fan. Because right now, WiLD is on the losing side of the map. Hercule manages to get the pick on the Jaeger, and Kaino gets lit a bit, but he almost lands a headshot in there. But Hercule is the one that gets the kill, and GLORE with him. So it's 3v1, and Haribo is again the dead last player of Plague. They know about him, they try to pre-fire him, he tries to pre-fire back, but there is not much he can do. They are just trying to pinch him down. And the C4 this time will not find anyone. He almost managed to kill Zox, but in the end it's Zox who killed him.
For a moment, actually, I thought that Jaeger's gonna carry his team again this round, but no, it was actually unfortunate, and Hercule managed to get a double kill right after killing a Jaeger and saving pretty much his team. Yeah, pretty good job. I wanted to say something back then when the Hibana died. You don't really need a hard breach when pretty much the side is all open. Yeah,
especially with the setup that Plague played when the wall towards pillars was soft, so you just need a sledge or ash or anything to just open it if you want to sneak through there. But yeah, other than that, the split is 3-3, which is I don't know, maybe kind of unexpected, maybe expected. It depends. Plague definitely managed to get themselves on the board, and right now it will all depend on how well WiLD manages to defend the site. We can see Maestro on board, so his evil eyes will be following the enemies everywhere they move. Well, if it's in the sight of the evil eye, of course. And there is also the Goyo and Smoke, so many shields will be on board. We can expect similar setup. We can see that the wall is soft towards from the freezer towards Piano. There is a shield on Pixel, and I expect there will be a shield in bathroom too. So basically, almost the same setup as Plague did. Oh, actually, the bathroom is going to be closed, so we can see that there are basically two shields for white, one on the top of the white stairs and another one on the Pixel, which is interesting.
Well, yeah,
I think.
Well, in this way, it's actually safer for the player in the Pixel. You just right now you have just one angle, and if the enemy destroys your shield, you can just fall towards the side on the white hallway. So it's actually safer, but I would say less stronger. But depends on the context, like who's playing there. Anyway, they still had the crossfire on the minibar in Piano, so nothing really changes in the end.
And also, Plague is taking basically the default push on the windows of Piano, and on the hatches. Both hatches seems to be open. So right now it's just a waiting game, because we can see that there is basically no roam from the players of WiLD. They are just waiting for their enemies, which is something they tend to do almost on every map. We can see that they don't roam that much, they don't play that aggressive, and Ghostic is the one who's getting picked by Kaino and his Zofia on the rappel. Upside down, they didn't manage to hit it. They didn't manage to hit the Zofia at all, and the shield on the Pixel is gone. So that's one of the strong positions dealt with. And right now it all depends on the rest. We can see that Plague is getting their ground, the nades are flying, and nothing gained from it, to be fair. Just some pre-fires.
Yeah, Jaeger had a nice attempt, but you don't really want to challenge an upside down rappelling player, especially from dead or Pixel, where your pretty much whole body is uncovered, and you are easy pick from another window. There might be another player, so it's a ballsy play, but I'm not really sure about it, you know.
But yeah, right now we can still see that there's a minute on the board, last 50 seconds, and Plague, even though they have man advantage, they don't really have the ground they need. They are trying to push somewhere, but they don't really have anything to work with them. Haribo is trying to get someone, but Thrift is the one who gets the head of Lepidus this time. I think he was on the rappel on the cocktail, and he died from it. Zox gets lit by the ash, and the Airkill gets killed in the bathroom. Haribo is on the kill streak this time, but unfortunately for him, swings back just in the moment when the Zox swings him. And there goes another SMG-11 kill. The plant goes down. He is on 30 HPs, which is not ideal for him. And once he gets in the freezer, he gets killed by Rebza. So the first attack by Plague is pretty solid, to be fair. I think WiLD needs to get a bit more aggressive, a bit more versatile, a bit maybe more roaming, because they just waited for them and their defense got disassembled.
Yeah, great job by Haribo. Managed to get the really hard gunfight against the mute in the bathroom, I think. And then he managed to get a nice follow-up kill on the Thrift that was playing on the Heaven. So pretty much kills the two most safe players on the side and pretty much get a free plant for the team. And he was greedy. He went for the threat, but he was killed by the smoke from the pallets. But really nice. He pretty much wins the round for his team from this.
Yeah, even though he died in the process, he still got two strong picks. One in the bathroom that was basically holding them off, holding the attack off. If the guy would still be alive, they couldn't go for the plant. And then he managed to get the one in the cocktail. I think it was the Maestro, which was the essential, like, of the hold. Because when the Maestro is alive, the Evil Eyes will still be a huge threat to the planter. But this time, not so much. We can see a bit of a change. They went instead of a mute, they went for Valkyrie. So they want to have a bit more intel about the enemies, where they are pushing, what they are doing, and let's see if it works out for them. Because the setup is basically the same. We can see the same shields as before. I expect there will be another shield on top of the white again. Yeah, Smoke is already planting it. And Plague is going to push probably very similarly as before, because why change something that worked really well when you can do it just all over again?
Indeed, as you say. Pretty much Team WiLD, they just need to eliminate the... how do you call it? The single mistakes from the players. Not to take 1v1s, they are not favorable in your position. And that's it. They can easily take this.
And they definitely shouldn't lose the pixel as easily as before. Like, there is no need for you to peek from behind the shield when you don't know where the enemy is, especially when you peek so widely that you want to peek the corner window. But we can see that the flashes are dispersed and the shield with it, because Zofia just made a fast process with it. So the pixel is gone again, but at least this time the player playing there is still alive. So that's something that's different this time.
Yeah, that's actually really nice and quick clear from the pixel shield.
Yeah,
you don't see that often, pretty much.
That's true.
For some reason, players sometimes take like 2 minutes to clear that. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, but if you have a good drone play, you know there is no one beating you, so you can just throw everything at it and deal with it. And right now we can see that they are getting the ground. Haribo is already in the cigar, and with it he's trying to do some damage. Thrift is the first one to get lit a bit. I think it was maybe by the Fordier and his Twitch. But this time it's Fordier who gets lit, and Haribo in the gunfight. I think he might be in the cigar fighting. But right now we are watching the flank watch, because Ghostic with his Jaeger gets the first pick on Haribo. That's the strongest fragger on the side of Plague of the board. And we can see there a bit of a Mexican standoff with Zox and his smoke on the white. Kaino decided to rotate away and come to a different spot. There goes a 4-year almost. They exchanged a bit of a shots with Thrift, but both are still well and alive. Happy sitting around, so we will see what comes next. Nice reinforcement actually that works well for the defenders. No pre-fire could get them there, and we can see the rotation and another kills that basically get us to 3v3.
15 seconds to go.
Yeah, like 10 seconds left, and Team Plague just getting to the side. But it's actually 2v1 situation. Ghostic is capable of winning this, but I'm not really sure. But almost getting the double kill, but unfortunately for him, Nomad gets the last one.
Yeah, it almost looked like he managed to down the Nomad there in the 1v3, but unfortunately for him, he didn't. So there goes another attacking round for Team Plague, and well, this match is getting real interesting. Like I feel like there is like 92% of people watching this match kind of disappointed. Me being with them because I kind of bet all my Twitch points on WiLD. Come on, guys! I want my points back.
Oh no, the imaginary Twitch points. What are we gonna do if you lose them?
They are important to me. I guess I will have to.
But
watch
what can
more.
we say? We can. It probably looks like the team like they've pretty much done their homework correctly and they know what they are doing. Big props to them. They are playing a really nice game here.
Yeah, their attack is solid. Their defense was also pretty solid. Like 3-3 split on Cafe is nothing to be ashamed of. Like the Cafe tends to be more balanced map than not. So it's definitely a map that can go both ways. Like it can go attacking sided, it can go defending sided, whatever you pick. Like it's just always right. And this time it's, well, probably attacking sided because Plague is just disassembling everything that WiLD throws at them. And let's see if their kitchen hold will be a bit better. This time we can see WiLD actually roaming, which is something you don't see every day. There is at least 2 players off the side, which is 2 more than we saw up until now.
Yes. From the looks of it, it looks like the players on Team Plague, they are pretty much gathering on the roof for the whole roam clear. But I'm not really sure if anyone is roaming, like on the ups. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. That was actually close. But when I always speak like this, when I'm trying to kill a rappelling player on the south side, I think it is, I always die. Like there's always someone that's actually covering the player.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just my luck, but you know.
There goes a nice C4 on Haribo, and again, the top fragger of Plague is gone for another round, so he can just watch the drones and give the calls, which is also a very important part of Siege, as we all know. But nice C4 from Erkil, and yeah, we can see that Plague is getting their ground. There is a yellow ping on the player holding the top of red, not top of red, but the red stairs, and he manages to get with his alive. Not even hit that much. I think it was the Valkyrie of GLORE that was standing there. But in the end, he managed to get away. He's still alive. He can fight another fight. And what problems? Oh, there goes
Another
nice
C4
double
kill.
C4. Okay, so any more C4s on the board? No, that's all C4s gone. Maybe one of them is pre-placed. No, it's not. So all C4s gone. 3 kills from 3 C4s basically, but 1 got a double kill. So
this is huge for Team WiLD.
Yeah, definitely. Like that 1 C4 basically, well, turned the round around, because right now it's 2v5. Okay, 1v5 because GLORE finds the head of Rebza, as I say it. And it's all on Kaino. We saw some crazy kill montages of him. So, come on, this is your time to shine. You have the diffuser, you have Zofia, one of the best guns in the game, good scope, and all the gadgets, so you can still stun people, you can still heal people. And you have 20 seconds to do so. But there goes GLORE and his MPX, and head of Kaino is also off the board.
Well, there goes the flawless round for the Team WiLD. Not much to say. Pretty good C4s. They pretty much show. That pretty much won the game. I don't know what else to say about this. They're pretty much chilling the whole round on the side.
That is true. Yeah, they just Yeah, you just throw a C4, slap it on the ceiling, blow it with 2 people, and yeah, you can just get to the fireplace, turn the fire on, and you can just just chill there in the couch. But right now we can see that the scoreboards are pretty similar. To be fair, like there's no one is playing like crazy fragger. All players are performing really well. No one is dragging their team down, which is nice to see, which means this match is really balanced. And I'm kind of surprised that WiLD is again going for the top floor. I would expect them to try the reading, because that's the side they didn't try yet, and they lost the top floor twice in a row, which is not something usual.
Well, some players actually think that these are actually not like things. This is actually a live discussion that what's the better side, if it's actually cocktails or reading. Both sides have some advantages and disadvantages, but maybe it might be expected for them to actually go through the reading, so they pretty much decided just you can still play in the top floor. But outside of that, I don't really think
for play it doesn't really matter much. Yeah, for team play it doesn't really matter much. The only difference there might have been that they wouldn't pick Sledge for the top floor take, because Sledge is not really that useful for top floor take. They might have to Buck, for example. But other than that, the lineup is pretty similar, and we can see Thrift going really aggro this time. He was spotted by a drone, good pre-fired, but still no shots hit him. So it's actually good for him. Just look out if he's not getting picked somewhere. But we can see that all the players of Plague are pushing from the parking lot again, and Cigar and Piano, they are clearing it, and Ghostic finds the Nomad. There goes your air jabs, watching your flanks. So Ghostic finally manages to get something of it. Interestingly, he got stunned by the Zofia, even though there are 2 ADSs and one of them, well, as we can see, at least one of them was still active. And also, he's playing really aggressively behind the shield, so that's also something. But right now, backing off smartly. The shield will be probably gone in a few seconds, and Hercule is the next one to find the kill on Kaino. So that's also the Zofia aboard, and your biggest chance to get rid of the shields. And we can see that the shields are still up. There goes the pre-fire from Ghostic, who finds the head of Hibana, and the diffuser is lying down in the piano. And the situation is 5v2, 5v1. Ghostic finds another head, then he's the one getting picked. But there still is many players. Lepidus is though wasting no shots and no ammo. He finds another head, and it's 3v1 on 20 HP. The situation is not ideal for him, but he still has a chance. We saw that everything is possible. Not many clutches though in this game. I think none, to be fair. Every clutch was kinda denied, and the shields are definitely not working for him. We can see the Maestro safe and sound. Well, okay, it was not Maestro. I thought it was Maestro living on the kicktail. But it's actually Thrift with his Vector, who finds the last kill on the 20 HP Sledge. And yeah, there goes a finally defending round for WiLD. Well,
yeah, quite unfortunate for Team Play that didn't manage to actually get rid of the shield. I think they wasted one Zofia charge and one nade on that, but they were really slow, and the ADS that were set in the pixel, they recharge after 10 seconds. So, and that gives a Ghostic the opportunity to pretty much shoot and kill everyone that went towards the piano and towards him.
Yeah, and I also
pretty much
think
thanks to that,
pretty much
thanks to that he managed to carry it around.
Yeah, true. And I also think that they got a bit, not baited, but maybe just thrown off when the Zofia stun actually popped off on the pixel. Because that's usually a signal that okay, we lost the stream for a bit, some technical difficulties on our side, but let's hope it will get back really soon. But yeah, let's get back to the Zofia. I think that the Zofia stun kind of thrown them off a bit, because it might have indicated the Jaegers are gone or the EDSs are gone, so they can go for the nade, and yeah, it got zapped a second later. So all in all, a good hold from WiLD. Let's see if they manage to hold another side, which will have to be reading this time. So, and we are back. Okay, so nice to see the stream back. And we can see that WiLD is not preparing the same strat as Plague did. We can see that they are preparing a top hold, they reinforce the pillar wall, so a bit more default, a bit more standard hold.
Yeah, as you say, pretty much more standard. Most of the teams, they just like to hold the cocktail, not the whole piano, because it pretty much leaves you open. But Plague had like a really good setup with the player and the pillars that was like preventing the reading rush. That's like really common here on the side.
Yeah,
outside of that,
we can see this. Yeah, we can see the sledge above already making a makeover, and Zofia at the beginning of the round with a nice pre-fire that almost caught off guard Thrift, but in the end he's alive, not even a scratch on his pretty skin, and the Plague is getting the floor on top floor.
Nice attempt for C4 from Valkyrie. Unfortunately, the player actually moved like in the right second. This actually happened a lot to me in Riot and everywhere else. It's like you check yourself the cam, player is saying that you're opening, you throw the C4, but in the meantime, in the 1 second window, the player just moved 2 meters and C4 is wasted. But 3 with a nice open kill on the sledge.
Yeah, I think it was from below on the new balcony. Yeah, we can see it now. He got killed on the new balcony, which is a nice spot to play. And there goes another kill for Erky. And Haribo is done again on attack. He died every single time as at the beginning. This time he managed to survive a bit longer. And Zofia almost got picked off while running away in the cigar. So this attack for Plague isn't looking really well. They are getting picked, the setup is pretty solid, there is so many reinforced walls, so many angles. Another C4 blew away, got a chip of HP from Rebza, but still alive. But Kaino is the next one down, he can't withstand, but he has his buddy to help him to withstand this time. But to be fair, Rebza gets picked off somewhere on the other side of the map. There goes another pre-fire, and Erky finds another head and another with a nice double kill at the end. Finishes the job and the round for the WiLD. And also brings a match point there.
Yes. It's actually quite unfortunate. Team Play, they were winning 5-3, and right now the dice have turned and Team WiLD is like getting the match point for themselves. So I was kind of hoping that we could actually see a draw. That is actually still possible right now, but it's not really like... I don't really think that Team Plague is gonna get this one.
Yeah, WiLD got their momentum back finally. They managed to bring back-to-back rounds, and we can see that they are going to the kitchen and also reacting to the 6-pick of Ash. But IQ... well, they don't know it's IQ, so the Valkyrie just gets 6-pick for a Valkyrie. Still, even though there is IQ on board, you still need to find the cans, and sometimes they are on spots, you might see them through the scanner, but you can't destroy them. So it all depends how well your Valkyrie is, and Gory seems to be pretty decent with the MPX. At least with the gun. Oh, it was actually Erky last time. Well, whatever. I digress. We can see the hold being pretty standard. There is a rotation towards red, done with the shotgun of Kaid. And also a pretty standard hold for Bakery. Freezer also will be probably just half reinforced with the rotation. Or maybe not a rotation, but a single line to help with the dealing with the guys dropping the hatch. And also some Electro Claws to finish the job of denying anyone trying to get down. And there also goes a nice pre-fire on Lepidus, but Thrift is the one getting picked by Kaino. His head off board. That is a bit unfortunate. A good start for Plague this time, even though Sledge is not at his best with HP.
Well, what can I say? Like, I'm taking back my words. This looks like right now manageable for Team Plague to get the draw. When you are in 4v5 situation right from the start of the round, like, that's not really good, I would say, no? You know.
Yeah, and also it's a C4 of the board, and we saw Tripped getting a nice double kill before. So this time he will not be able to do so, and Lepidus is still alive to get some job done with his sledgehammer, to open the floors, get the angles, and also he still has his two frag nades, so those are also very important gadget for clearing all or for killing. It depends what you want to do. But we can see Zox on his smoke, checking the cams and holding the white. So we will see how this works out. There is still 90 seconds left in the round. Player prepared in the freezer with the C4 in his hands, hoping to get the most out of it.
Yes, it did. We saw it, I think it was like 3 rounds back when they had like really nice double kill there. Well, there goes a C4, not the double kill this time, just the injure, but I'm not really sure if the Team WiLD knows about this.
Yeah, I don't think they know about the injure, and the other thing is, it was Lepidus who was already on 20 HP. So, oh, and there goes the double kill, this time from Erky and his C4. So there goes your man advantage. It took
here we go again.
Yeah, it took a bit more C4s to kill Lepidus than I think anyone would have thought with his HP, but in the end it's 2 players, 2 soft breachers off the board. A lot of the flooring is already open, so Sledge managed to do at least some part of the job, but 4Deer is the end of another one who dropped, and the diffuser is in the bakery. There goes another pre-fire, and it's all in the hands of Rebza and his Nomad with 17 seconds to go against 4 players that are just holding the site and the diffuser. So I don't think there is anything he can do, because the diffuser is literally on the other side of the map. Drift is already putting GGs there, Lepidus too. All the players know it. It was a really nice game and really unexpected. Like, it could have gone every single round, every single way. Every way, like, both teams had the chance in the end. And to be fair, draw wouldn't be that surprising in the end. I'm just glad I'm getting my points, Twitch points back. Thank you, WiLD, for listening to my prayers.
Moment I thought that the light of the hope was there for the Team Plague, but Hercule came with C4 and said, nah, not gonna happen today, boys. And pretty much secures the 3 points for.
There seems to be a bit of issue for our director, but he manages to get the screen right, and there we go. You can see not just me, but even my beautiful co-caster.
I don't think so, but whatever. For a moment, I wanted to say, like, what do you think about my new haircut? But never mind.
Oh, it's good, as always. But yeah, we have a nice match. We have a nice match behind us that got longer than we expected, a lot longer and a lot more exciting with a lot of C4s. And there was actually, like, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 C4 kills in the end. And right now we are waiting for interview. Interview is ready, so we can go to talk to Thrift, presumably.
Hello.
Hello there, and congratulations once again. This was a ride. This was a proper roller coaster.
Yeah, it was.
Got caught off guard a bit. Even we got. I don't know what happened. Did Plague got just really prepared, or were you just playing on your off day or with your left hand?
Basically, the random plays what they made is just caught us off guard, to be honest, and that's why it was the score like that. So yeah. Anyway, we got the win. Don't care anymore.
Yeah, you basically twice got saved by double C4 kill, one from you and one from your teammate. So those were really nice. And especially the C4s, there were so many of them. So were you like preparing for the C4, some cheeky spots, or were you just going for the default, just hoping for the best?
I mean, Valkyrie is open, and they even using IQ, but what for? They used it last round. They couldn't even save that, so doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was actually saying that you can bring IQ, but you still need to use it to find the Valkyries, and they didn't. So in the end, it worked well for you. You gave us a bit of a heart attack when it was like 5-3 and not looking so well. But in the end, it's another win for you, which is really nice. Next week, you are playing against Ilyich, which is going to be, I guess, maybe the hardest match. So you're preparing for that. You want to win, I guess. What do you think? How it will go?
We will win, 100%.
That's a good one. That's what I want to hear from the leading team of this league, of this season. And I hope you will manage to play a bit better. And I guess you will also stay a bit warm because the hoodie is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, good talking to you again. Good to see you, and let's hope we will see you again. And well, right now it's pretty decided that we will see you in the playoffs. You basically with this win secure the spot. So all in all, let's hope you get to the finals for you, and that we will see some again crazy players from you.
Thank you for the interview, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see ya, man.
See you.
So yeah, there we get it. There we got it. They got thrown off a bit by the unorthodox plays that Plague pulled on them. Which yeah, we were kind of talking about it. And Snoopix, you are muted, so we can't hear you.
Sorry, pretty much. I wanted to just say that pretty much everyone got caught off guard with the unorthodox plays. But what can we do? It's pretty much the siege, and it was nice to see Thrift again.
Yeah, and it's the beauty of Siege that even like a team that is on top of the scoreboard can get actually surprised by something basically the biggest underdog right now can pull out of their sleeve. They basically almost managed to get at least a point of this match, which well would be big for them, to be fair.
Indeed. What can I say?
Yeah.
Well, I told you before the interview, I almost thought that it's going to be a draw 6-6, but
yeah,
no, not going to happen this time.
WiLD managed to secure their win in the end. But I think this is all for tonight or this afternoon. It's still sunny outside, so we can use the sun and get out if we want to. Next week is also going to be interesting. There are some strong matches, as we said. WiLD is playing Ilyich, Gunrunners are playing GLORE, Dark Tigers Plague, and Fady Nice Gaming. So all 4 matches will be really interesting. Check our social media to see which matches will be streamed here and which are going to be streamed on the Hungarian stream. But I think this is really all from us for this afternoon and this playday, and see ya next week.
Yeah, see ya next week.